Hi everybody, it's Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have Stampin' Show and Tell for you today, and today we're going to talk about my Case Sketch Challenge for the month of May. This is the basic layout that I'm offering in my newsletter, and so I've got some cards sort of pre-planned in my head, but I haven't actually made them yet, so I'm going to make them on camera for you. And if you want to play in my Case Challenge, all you got to do is subscribe to my newsletter, which the link is below, and then make a card, snap a photo, send it to me in email, and you are entered to win in the drawing at the end of the month, where I give away some fun Stampin' Up! Bling. I just started this month. It hasn't really caught on a whole lot yet, so there's lots of room to get in early on the competition. I do a random drawing, so it's not like I choose based on what you send me. I just do a random drawing for anybody who does play and enter. So let's go ahead and make a couple of cards. Okay, so the first one I'm going to work on is this one. I love this Designer Series paper that they put out with the Daisy bundle this year, and it's going to be retiring, so I thought I would use it a little more. So this one's still going to be a simple layered card. So I cut myself a big swath of DSP, and I'm just going to layer that on the coordinating Old Olive, and I just gave myself a tiny little frame around that. Okay, and then I have some ribbon. This is that chevron cotton ribbon. Right, I love that. So we're going to wrap this around. So this is my cheater bow. I snail it on the back, and then I wrap it around. Bring it back down, tack it down to make sure you're straight. Okay, but that leaves the whole front free. So I'm going to put that on dimensionals, I think, because this one's a pretty simple card, so we might as well add a little bit of pop with the dimensionals. And then I'm going to use the stamp set So Many Shells because, you know, I've actually never stamped any of the shell images, but I love the words in the stamp set, and it's going to be retiring as well. So Many Shells is where I'm getting these words, and my plan was to stamp them right on top. I should have done that before I put them on with the dimensionals. So we're going to see how it goes. So let me ink up that. That's my dimensional, so I'll stamp a little bit higher than I was going to. I'm going to stamp right on my DSP. Good. So sometimes it is fun to just stamp right on your DSP and have your words in there. And then I'm just going to slip this one underneath. Remember I said that was loose. And I'm just going to tie a simple knot. And then trim it off. So nothing too fancy there, but I love those colors. I love that image. I just think it brightens people's day. So from the sketch you can see, right, normally I would see the sketch and I say, okay, it's a card base with a piece of some sort of printed or stamped paper and a clean open set, but that's not the way I transitioned it to this one. I used a solid piece, I divided a section off with ribbon, and I stamped my expression over here. So this is just an idea to start from. What you actually make is up to you. Okay, so let's do another one. Alright, so here's another one. I'm using Berry Burst and black on this one. I love this patterned paper in the black and white for the Petal Passion Suite. So this time I'm going to marry two pieces of this paper together on a mount and put ribbon on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the snail. Now you can see these are the reverse side of the same piece, so sometimes it works out really well that you can use them together. And this paper is really gorgeous if you take the time to brayer it or color it. I've done that a few times. So there's are my two sections. So again, with my case, right, I have two sections. Well, here are my two various sections mine to just print, and I'm turning mine this way. So again, it's just a place to start. It's not necessarily a fixed and steady rule of how you put your card together. So I'm just going to, oh, nope. All right, same thing, I'm using the cheater bow. I'm going to wrap the shorter one around. And then I'm going to put that right on the face of my card. And then I have this longer Berry Burst seam binding. I'm going to try to do a bow. So we'll see if my fingers want to work this morning. So I kind of fold it in half. I've shown you this before, my bunny ear bow. 2 loops. Then I crisscross and tie a knot. Pull that through, the tail fold over. Then you can work your bow until it's just the way you want it. So don't pull too tight at the beginning. You've got to work with it loose. Let's see, we have this bright, vibrant bow. Make those a little smaller. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that on with a glue dot. Put that right here. Okay, now you can leave your tails long. I'm going to give them a little bit of a trim. So I just bring them together, trim them off. Okay, and then I've already pre-stamped this Believe There Is Good in the World. And I'm just going to layer that on a piece of black. So I use 2 of my circle punches for that. And I'm going to pop that up on a dimensional. I'm going to put that right in here. And see? There's another one. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, the third one. This is the last one I'm doing with the So Many Shells set. Okay, this time I've got a piece of our Naturally Eclectic paper. Okay, again, it's the 2 sides of the paper. I've decided, kind of like that one, doing kind of the same idea, I guess, now that I'm looking at it. I guess that's the kind of mood I was in that day. I want more of the flower and less of the blue, so I actually think I'm going to turn it maybe this way. Alright, so let me get this down. And see, I've got everything kind of stepped in just a little bit. Alright, and then I've got my seam binding. This one I'm going to wrap around the back. Bring it to the front. I could do the same thing. I could do a cheater bow. But this time I'm just going to put it like that. I'm going to put a little blue dot underneath to hold it in place. I put my blue dot down. I do my knot. I press it to the glue dot. That helps you hold it. And then I'm just going to tie a double on top. Like that. You don't have to pull the seam binding too tight. Then you have a nice fluffy bow there with your knot. And then I'm just going to bring that up. Same thing. Trim. Okay. And then this one's going to go on dimensionals. Pop this up off the price of that blue cardstock. So as you can see, when you have some designer series paper, even if you just have scraps of designer series paper, strips that you've cut loose, you really can make some of these case cards with those pieces. So don't discard them, put them to use. Okay, so there's that. And then this one I've stamped the Life is Full of Healing and People Who Are Here to Help You Find It. I really like that one. So, and as you can see, I did it twice. That one was a little blurry, so I did it again on the other side. Remember, cardstock has 2 sides. And I'm going to stick this right in here. And there we go. So, everybody with me so far? We've got 3 cards done with this case idea. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, I got 2 more. Let's go see if I can go quickly. Don't like it when the videos get too long. Alright, so again, I'm using this daisy paper. And so sticking a little more to the true sketch idea. Okay, I've got cardstock. I've got a piece of white. I have a piece of DSP. Right? It's going to go down there. So let me go ahead and put that on. I love the other side of this daisy paper too with the green, but we're going to use the daisy again. Put that away. So this is just going right on the edge, like that. Then I have some of this ribbon from the catalog. This is the Daffodil Delight ribbon. It's got the little crosses on it. Oops, I want that right on the edge, right there. Do I? No, I think maybe I do want it over the paper. Alright, changing my mind. You can do that. Alright, so there's that. And then stick that on my adhesive a little bit better. Alright, so now this one I think I'm going to put down flat. Just because this ribbon is a little bit bulky and I want to make sure it stays put. Alright, so there's that. Now for this one, I was going to stamp with the Thankful Thoughts stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp thank you. I'm going to stamp it multiple times down this side. So I'm going to sit for a moment so I can stamp accurately. So I think it's fun when you get a card and it's got the same word repeated on it. And remember, it's hand stamped. It does not have to be absolutely perfect. It really is the thought and the care you put into it that counts. Okay, so did pretty well with that. Now I've got a bow I've already pre-tied, that same bunny ear bow, and I'm putting that on a glue dot, and then I'm just going to stick that on, right on my ribbon. Does not want to stay. Oh, my glue dot transferred. That's why. Alright, so there's that. And my ribbon. And we're good. So there's that one. Alright, one final one. It's kind of the same as this one. I'm using a different piece of paper in color. I'm using Lemon Lime Twist this time. Now, for this one, yeah, I'm going to stick with the same side. Okay, so those pop polka dots fun too, but we're going to go with the color. Alright, so just lining this up on there. It looks like mine is a little bit long. Sometimes when I trim, it doesn't come out exactly the right size. I think it's my eyes, not my trimmer. But I just flip it over and give it a little haircut. Alright, so there's that. From that same set, Thankful Thoughts, I'm stamping. This one says, if you could see my face, you'd see the smile you'd put on it. Let's see. I want to go this way? No, I want to go this way. Alright. So this one I'm stamping about at the midpoint. And then what I thought I would do with this one is put the ribbon on. I'm going to wrap it the other way this time. And I'm going to put it underneath that first stamped expression. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put that on our card. And now I'm going to stamp the word thanks underneath. So it kind of splits up our words and greeting on there, but it all ties in, and then I'm just slipping this underneath because it was loose. I'm going to tie just a simple knot and then trim off the ends. Oops, it wants to go this way. Alright, you can go that way, and then you can slide it around too, so it's kind of nice to do that. Alright, let me trim off the ends, make them nice and neat and more even. There we go. Alright, so did you get the idea? Case sketch is not meant to be too difficult. It's supposed to be fun. And use what you have. There's no rules. You can use any supplies that you have. Okay? So there are the ones I just put together for you using bits from my craft room, from other projects, things that I had left, things that I enjoy working with. So again, if you want to play in my sketch challenge, you are welcome. You just have to subscribe to the newsletter. And all the details are there. All of May, and I do drawing at the end of the month. So come have some fun stamping with me. Alright everybody, have a great May. We're headed for a new catalog and lots of changes coming, so make sure you get those new catalogs. If you need one, if you don't already have a demonstrator who supplies you one, if you need one, just contact me at my email below and I'll be sure to get one out to you. Alright, until our next Stampin' Show and Tell, have a fabulous day. Bye everybody.